What up, what up, what up, what up? It's me, LTeddy27.
Good as night, right about the hood.
Oh, dear God, I'm already eating a drink. Look a damn mess, just a damn mess. No means no, and yes means no. What up, 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 what up? It's good. What is up, what is up, what's up, people? What's up? It is me, LTeddy27. And it looks like y'all getting a lot of me today. I am back for another review, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be our review. Oh, that's what you got going on. Well, let me let you do that. Do your thing with that. Yeah, y'all. Handle that and let me know how that's going to work out. I'm sorry. I'm talking to my drink and not even talking to y'all. This is going to be our review for WebLYFE Atlanta. This is season 1. It is episode 7. It is the season finale. And it is called Bunny Pussy. Child, we'll get there, but just as bad as that title is, that's how bad the song was. Child, girl, child. We'll get there. Anyway, we start off. Brandon goes over to Lacey's because they are doing she's doing her podcast, and she invited him on her podcast to talk about sex, this, that, and the third. Y'all already know I don't care for Lacey and her energy. Her energy is toxic. I mean, it seems like nothing makes her happy. Nothing. She's always on edge, always ready to shade, pop off, or just be a contrarian about anything good. So I couldn't be in the same room and space with her for too long because her energy, and she's a beautiful woman aesthetically, but seems to be a horrible woman internally. Okay? Just a mess. She's a deplorable person to be around from what we see on this show. Now, she might be a great person off the show, and maybe it's just the confessionals and the cameras that make her look like she ain't shit. But based on what we see on the show and in the confessionals, she looks like a horrible human being. But anyway, I don't know. It says a whole lot about Freshie if you're willing to marry a piece of work like that. But child, that ain't my marriage, that ain't my business, and I ain't got nothing to do with that. But she is not. Anyway, moving on. Now, they talk after this podcast, and so they talk about the Halloween party and how they came, her and Freshie came, and they left because there wasn't shit going on with their party. Now, Brandon, because I'm not calling him Brandon anymore. He's going to be Brandon. Brandon decided that he was going to start making excuses for Mikey and why the party wasn't good and how Mikey passed out and why this happened and why that happened as if it was his party. Lacey wasn't here for it, and neither was the viewing public. We weren't here. Neither were we as the viewing public. We weren't here for it either. Just not here for it. Brandon, if you ask me, Brandon sounded like a bottom who had found him a good bust down on Jacked. Dude came over to bust him down. He ended up painting the dude, and now he's trying to come up with 814 different excuses as to why he painted. He would, the typical, oh, I thought I had got it all out. Oh, this is the first time that happened. Oh, I had Mexican today. Oh, I'm so embarrassed. Oh, you're really the first person this has ever happened to. Oh, please don't tell nobody. Oh, I think it's just because you're too big and I never had nobody that big before. Oh, I'm new at taking dick and I can't get... Girl. This ain't even your party and your event, and you over here making these excuses like this, Brandon. This is not your fight. You should have stayed out of that. That should have been a conversation. You should have told her, baby, you need to go talk to Mikey about that. If you mad about it, baby, that's his event. You need to talk to him about that. Anyway, where am I at? We then see Brandon meets up with Antino Crody, Kamin Wati. I hope I got that right. That's what his government is. I know him as Angel Valentine, who had a proclivity for getting bust down and split from stem to stern on gay porn back in the day. Who he used to date? I forgot. He used to date somebody. He used to date like another famous porn star. And the person he dated was like Was it Hot Rod? I don't remember who it was, but I know he dated at one point another porn star who was bigger in the porn industry than him. And he was always, I mean, he was getting, his back broken every which way, but they was giving him the business, honey. He was there for it, honey. Anyway, but he talks to him about making the transition from um porn to television. Because it looks like he's been able to do that. He's getting, regular acting gigs and acting roles in television, which explains why you don't see him on porn anymore. Um, and he started to give Brandon some good advice, some ways to kind of like um, get further into the industry. And you could tell he's very knowledgeable about this stuff, and it was a great conversation that was had. And I really liked that conversation. I mean, I was throwing a little bit of shade, just a little bit, but he does appear to be successful. And of all of the people that they've carted out there to talk to Brandon and Tino's conversation is, to me, the most fruitful, because you have someone like him who is actually where Brandon would like to be. So, but it was some great advice, about all kinds of little websites and little things like that. And you need to get an agent, and when you get in the union, and how you need to behave. Just a lot of good advice. And I'm sure it was some other things that was discussed off camera that probably helped him out a lot. I hope he follows his advice, and maybe he could mentor Brandon in that regard, or him and Brandon could, just not let this be the end of the conversation, but he can hopefully maybe guide Brandon along. Or at least if I was Brandon, that's what I would try to do. So then we see Larry invites everybody together for something called a healing circle, and was actually successful in getting the entirety of the cast together. Kudos to that, because I don't think we've seen the whole cast on one screen at one time since the inception of this show. Anyway, nobody wanted to come, but they still all came. Kudos to you, Larry. Forget every time I say his name, I get a little cringe because I have an ex named Larry, and he kind of did me wrong. Did me right sexually. Oh dear God. I still kind of feel it up in me. Oh Jesus. But did me wrong emotionally. Anyway, so just that name, Larry. Just saying it. Just like on Lion King when Hyena said, say his name, Mufasa. Ooh. That's how I feel about Larry. Like Larry. Ooh, because he ain't shit. My ex. What's so funny is we're born one day apart. That's so hilarious. Hilarious. Anyway, where am I at? I keep losing my notes, y'all. I don't know. I probably need to retake this whole review but whatever. I'm gonna keep it, girl. Anyway, Carl, they was talking, because me talking about that was more interesting than what they was talking about at the beginning of this whole thing, of this whole healing circle with the dude that was there to help them. Because Larry had got this dude. I hope this dude has some type of credentials in therapy or psychoanalysis or psychology or I hope he has credentials in something. He says he's a life coach and something. I don't know, child. People make up titles for themselves to be all kinds of shit, and they ain't shit. I need to see what credentials you have. Are you a credential holder? Because I don't need your little made up titles for yourself. Anyway, what do your credentials say you are? Can I see a degree or some certification signed by the governor of a state or something saying that you're certified or licensed to do something in said state? Anyway, I read that part. So we find out that Carl revealed that somebody very close to him died. And also he said, he was dealing with that because Carl was very quiet and reserved when they first got there. And that ain't like Carl. That woman's mouth is always open for a reason. It's either open to throw some shade, shove some food down it because mama is big, or shove a dick down it. Girl, one of those three is entering or exiting her mouth. Anyway, honey, she was, kind of down in her feelings about that. And listen, my condolences to the family of that young man, and even to Carl for the loss. But if I'm just being honest, I really wasn't paying any attention to him because he was sitting right next to Chris June, and y'all know that Chris June makes my he makes my coochie twitch. Sure. Chris June just does something for my. Ooh. Mm, mm. That Chris June. Ooh. Just gotta, ooh. Chris June, honey. Oh, I was distracted, honey. I know I was supposed to be crying with them and feeling sad for him, but girl, Chris June took my attention away, girl. And so yeah, all that sexual chocolate that he got going on, just the beauty of it all. Oh, child. Anyway, so then dude who's moderating or in charge, life coach guy, says, okay, let's move on and talk about the brunch. So he asked some people about the brunch. Then he shifted over to Brandon and asked Brandon to tell how he feel. And Brandon did such. He said how he felt. Now, people got mad because if you are going to ask Brandon about the brunch, he's probably going to go in on Carl because Carl was out of order at the brunch. Way out of order. Out of fucking control at the brunch. So Brandon went in and let have, as he should have. Now, if y'all want to be, and everybody was mad at Brandon for going in, who you should have been mad at was the host or the life coach dude. Because the life coach dude is the one who transitioned so quickly from, because at first he was like, we need to be here to support Carl and so forth. And that could have been a whole moment. You didn't even have to bring up the brunch and all of the old stuff, because this is not the reunion, boo. And I thought they was trying to make this the reunion, and it's not the reunion. And so it could have been a real, bonding moment with the entirety of the cast there, for them to be there to strengthen and support Carl and uplift him and uplift each other and had a great moment. But dude wasn't on that. Dude was on, bitch, I need some drama. I got my moment on camera too, and so I'm gonna bring up the drama and spark the drama as well. So y'all being mad at Brandon, y'all directing that energy in the wrong direction. You need to be mad with the dude that Larry invited over here. Let me say this to you, Carl. Too, Carl, if you was going through like that, you shouldn't have come. And I know that doesn't sound fair, but I'm gonna say this to you, Carl. I often get accused of having a big personality. I sometimes get accused of always being hard or throwing shade at somebody or being somebody who's gregarious or outspoken. Some might say blunt. And what ends up happening is when that is who you are as a person or your character, sometimes that gets fixed in people's brains, and there becomes this space and energy where people don't allow you to be vulnerable. They don't allow you to have moments like that. And so a lot of times that is those vulnerable moments, you either have to have them alone or have that small innermost circle of friends that's going to come over your house and support you. And you can't just be open and vulnerable because they know all of those different sides of you. But I don't think that these people who are not genuinely your friends are the people with which you needed to be vulnerable with and open up, because as you see, they was here to, they was here for all of the smoke. And so I think you should have just did like you have been doing. Listen, I'm gonna sit this one out, or I'm gonna really go like you said you have been doing, seek some, more therapy and counseling and maybe grief counseling and things like that, and talk about things, or maybe have a sit down with my closest circle of friends, and be able to grieve like I want to. But when you're around, when you have to be called Levonzel and you have to, or K-Star, whatever your name is, and you have to be on, it's just like me. I've had moments here on this channel where I've been in tremendous anguish in my brain, or I've had a whole lot going on. But when the camera comes on, guess what? You would never know, because that's a part of life. Sometimes you gotta be that way, and then there's times where you have to take a step back and say, you know what, I'm not gonna be on camera today. You know what, I'm not gonna go around anybody today because I just need this time. So I just wanted to say that to Carl. Now, then Brandon kind of gets upset at one point and walks out after he had the whole back and forth with Carl. They going back and forth. Brandon says, That's it. Fuck this shit. I'm gone." Larry goes after him and tries to coax Brandon into coming back on into the room with everybody else. Larry pissed me the fuck off. Let me tell you why. Because what you had happen here is I didn't fault Brandon for this, because everybody wanted Brandon to not go in on Carl when Brandon was asked the question by the life coach, how did that make you feel? And he told his truth. This is how it made me feel. Carl was completely out of order at the brunch, completely out of order. And so you had Larry here going to Brandon, who had every right to say how he felt. Carl has every right to say how he feels as well. But Larry's way of explaining or trying to get Brandon to come back in was to explain that Carl doesn't deal with grief well, or Carl acts out, or Carl's way to deal with things is to be an idiot and an asshole to people, or be horrible to people. And to explain that because Carl doesn't know how to be an adult and deal with his emotions and feelings, you just need to forgive that and just let him do that, and you just always be the bigger person, and you just going on and let him just act out and be, his level brand of fuckery that he always is. That's the conversation that would have pissed me off. Because see, I would have left and said, nope, fuck you and fuck Carl. Because I'm over here doing the adult thing, doing what was asked of me. I'm not the one who showed my whole ass at the brunch. But then y'all coming to me and telling me, oh, you need to just look past that and be the bigger person. I was the bigger person from the beginning. Ain't nobody over there telling this whore all about what she did wrong. Everybody's coddling her. Everybody's explaining it away. Everybody's talking about how, oh, that's just who he is. And that's just how he is. Fuck you and fuck him. Because he's going to keep doing that. Carl continues to be the horrible person that he is because of conversations like what Larry is having with Brandon. And it's the insanity of it all. You explaining away some adult that isn't behaving like an adult, but asking the other adults to look past it, or, it's okay. Just come and be a part of it. That's just who he is. But that's not okay. If that's just who he is. If anything, y'all should be asking that motherfucker to leave. But that's just how I felt about y'all. That pissed me off, y'all. I was upset for Brandon. And I was kind of upset that Brandon just so easily went back in there. Because I would have told Larry where to go and how to get there. The rest of the little healing circle production robbed us of that and edited most of it out, because it looks like a lot more was said, but we didn't get to see it. And I guess they were just trying to, they were like, listen, we just trying to end this season real fast. I don't know how you have a season with just with 7 episodes. But it looked like production was like, listen, this shit is a train wreck. We just trying to end this real fast. Girl, we gonna cut all that out. Girl, let's get to the end of this shit. Bad editing. Because what ended up happening is they had to have all these confessionals where various cast members ended up having to explain to us or summarize to us what happened when they could have just shown us. But whatever. I mean, I shouldn't get the gist of what happened in a confessional. I should see it, and the confessional give me more insight. But try whatever. Carl goes to do some performance at a COVID con. At an Atlanta club, because girl, I ain't see no mask nowhere in sight, honey. But that's Atlanta and the gays, honey. They be having COVID cons all over Atlanta. No masks, no nothing, just a fucking mess. I don't go out with them girls. Part of the reason I don't go out, because I know some of them girls gonna recognize me from one of my reviews and want to fight me. And girl, I don't fight, honey. Girl, I don't do all that carrying on. I can't fight, honey. My trigger finger is really good, but girl, I can't fight. Anyway, everybody. They said everybody came, but I ain't see everybody. Because if everybody came, I don't think I saw Lacey and Freshie. Maybe I did, but I don't remember seeing them. I know I ain't see Chris June, because you know I be looking for Chris. Anyway, the song was horrible. The performance was even worse. And they was on about how great the song was and how great the performance was. And oh girl, we see it for you. And oh girl, it was this. Girl, it was a fucking... That is not good rap music. You know what I'm saying? The greatness of rap music is the lyrics. And sometimes less is more. And what I mean by that is throw in a metaphor or an innuendo. I don't want the whole song for you to be saying, stick your dick in my ass, shove your balls down my mouth, make me choke on your dick. While that might be cute from time to time, but if the entirety of your lyrics is that explicit and there's no effort to throw in a double entendre, a pun, some type of allegory or metaphor or personification or something in there that makes the beauty of writing what it is, that makes the beauty of a lyricist and the beauty of music and song, and it's just coarse, first grade ass rap that a first grader can do. You just threw a bunch of curse words and sexual positions or body parts in there. This shit is first grade. The beat, the flow, the everything was like so elementary and so first grade. The The music was trash. His performance was horrible. He looked a fucking mess. His stage presence was a fucking mess. He just walked from side to side. And the girl they talk about, oh, that shit was great. Oh, your performance was good. That shit was horrible. Horrible. This shit was awful. It was deplorable. Like nobody who's ever been in any part of the music industry would want to see something like that ever in life. But he telling us all about how the girls see it for it and how it's the #1 charting song in the history of all charts. Girl. Then they was out on the patio because chain smoking ass Carl needed to smoke him a Newport 100. Okay, so he needed to go outside and smoke a half a pack of Newport 100s because he spent too much time without a cigarette in his mouth doing that performance. And then there was this whole kumbaya moment they had because they was like, oh, this was so great. This was so beautiful. Oh my God. It wasn't great. It wasn't beautiful. And the shit was over by after that. That was the whole season. We have the reunion. I'll give you your review for that was the end of the episode. We still have the reunion. I'll give you the reunion review. Y'all been not giving no trash in this reunion. I'm telling you now, if y'all give me some trash in this reunion, I'm going to drag yours. If the reunion is trash, I'm going to drag yours. Just to let you know that now. Y'all just going to have to whoop my ass in the Atlanta streets. I don't care. I know one thing, y'all better not let me get to the car. But I'm going to blow a bitch off the earth if you try and fight me. Anyway, love y'all. I'm just joking, y'all. Just jokes. Just jokes. God, get your life. Anyway, until next time, that's all I have for y'all. Thank y'all for coming. Y'all drive safely. I'm out.